Good. Hey, everybody.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy from Tommy and
Water damage from a leaky vent pipe on your roof.
Patty.
Patty.
Thousands.
And
Solves that problem.
who's that back there?
No shingle removal.
Tomas, come over here. Come right here. Tell everybody hey.
Hey,
Hey, look right here. What's your name?
Tomas.
Tomas. Okay, go play. Howdy from AldermanFarms and Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, yes.
Happy Mother's Day.
Well, they couldn't
Come
see
over here,
you.
they couldn't see you.
Happy Mother's Day.
All right, so let's go ahead and deal with Mother's Day right off the bat. So, Patty, what I need you to do is pick up those earphones and put them in.
I thought these were for you sitting
No,
here.
they're not. They're for you sitting
Right.
there.
This is my right.
Yeah. So, y'all just hang tight just a minute.
Are you gonna make me cry?
I'm not going to make you cry, but your kids might. Give me just a minute. Wait, hang on, hang with us. Daddy cooked up a little
You shouldn't have done that.
YouTube surprise.
Hey Mom, I hope you're having a great Mother's Day. I
hear?
just wanted to
I
take a
can't hear
minute
anything.
and tell you how thankful I am that you made the decision to
I
homeschool
can't hear
me
anything.
and how much
I
of
can
an
hear
effect it's
me.
had
Here
on
it
my
is.
life. It's one of the best things
All right, hang on, y'all.
that could have happened to me, I think, to form me as who I am today.
I messed
I'm also
up.
so thankful
Hang
that
on.
you cooked nice meals when we were all in the house and that you allowed me to learn how to cook. Because
You
now,
hear me?
not only do I know how to cook,
didn't hear the
it's one of my
beginning.
favorite things to do.
All right, it's going to start over.
I'm thankful for so much more, but that's all
Sorry,
I
y'all.
had time for on the video. So I just want to say again, I love you, and I hope today is the best because you deserve it. Bye-bye. Hey Mom, I hope you're having a great Mother's Day. I just wanted to take a minute and tell you how thankful I am that you made the decision to homeschool me and how much of an effect it's had on my life. It's one of the best things that could have happened to me, I think, to form me as who I am today. I'm also so thankful that you cooked nice meals when we were all in the house and that you allowed me to learn how to cook. Because now, not only do I know how to cook, it's one of my favorite things to do. I'm thankful for so much more, but that's all I have time for on the video. So I just want to say again, I love you, and I hope today is the best because you deserve it. Bye-bye.
I miss you so much.
Hey
All
Mom,
right,
I hope
I'm
you're
gonna
having a
start
great
over
Mother's
so you can
Day.
hear it
I just
again.
wanted to
Jump
take a
in.
minute and
Oh,
tell
you
you how
did already?
thankful I am
Okay,
that you
well,
made the
then.
decision to homeschool me.
Happy Mother's Day, Mama. What I love about you most is that you are the most reliable phone call there is. You're always there whenever we need you, and you're very supportive of us. What I think I got from you is, well, first of all, my face, and also for my blunt personality and
Because of the nice
being able
things
to
the kids
be
are saying.
realistic with people and things, and also the ability to go without makeup 24/7. Happy Mother's Day, Mama.
Hey Mama, I just wanted to say thank you for really everything about you. I admire you so much. You're taking a nap right now, and you probably deserve that nap more than anyone in the world. When I think about you, I think about Proverbs 31 and how you reflect that woman who God calls us all to be. You are beautiful inside and out. Inside, most importantly, you love Jesus, and you're so hardworking. And you're not hardworking because you want approval. You're hardworking because you know you're working for the glory of God. You love Jesus. And that's so evident in everything that you do. Life has been pretty stressful, but you've handled it with the most grace and poise. And I pray that one day that, you know, if I go through trials of like we have in the last year, that I'll be able to handle it as well as you have, and always look to God and never lose my faith. I thank you for that, because that was a huge testimony to me. You're constantly doing things for Daddy or Mama, or keeping Tomas, or working on the farm. And I just wish that one day I'll be able to just give like you do. Thank you so much for the person that you are, for always answering my calls and letting me just blab on about life in Starkville. You are the best, and I can't thank God enough for a mother like you. Thank you for being such a godly example to me. Thanks for giving me your sassiness, and I could never say thank you enough for who you are. I love you, and happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Some of the things that I'm thankful for that you taught us is the value of a hot meal and also eating together as a family, because I know that, had a big impact on us growing up. I'm thankful for the work ethic that you taught us, always working hard when we do things and doing it well, because, going into the workforce as all of us are growing up, I know that's helped us leaps and bounds, as you can see, as we get promoted and do well and succeed. I'm also thankful for the love that you showed us in every aspect of life, even when you're getting on to us, because we never had to question, that we were getting in trouble, because you loved us and you wanted the best for us, and in the end it was going to be better for us that it happened. I'm thankful for you encouraging us to always do our best in everything we do, whether it be sports or work or whatever it is. And just thankful for the love that we get and receive in everyday life. And we love you and thank you for everything that you've done for us.
Oh.
Happy Mother's Day.
I love you, Money.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. And my favorite thing is about you is giving you flowers.
Oh. And what else do you love about Money?
Getting me that water bottle.
Oh. Anything else?
And letting me pet Tootsie.
Oh.
And so, happy Mother's Day, dear.
Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Score. How was that?
Very nice.
Now you need to go back and look at the comments that these that the folks
Yeah, I
have
didn't
made
see
about
any.
these, and somebody needs to get her a handkerchief. Thanks, Annie. Hey. And it's there, so you can always. Oh, look at that! Right on time. So go get your mom a paper towel or something so she can wipe the snot up. Because he was just very moved by
It
that.
was special.
It was very sweet.
Oh, I don't know how I'm going to catch up at comments. That was so special. Thank you, sweetie. So
Well,
special.
I'll let Patti scroll back for a minute and catch up with some comments. And while she does that, I'll remind you guys that last week on our live show we were not caught off guard, but we weren't able to go live on Facebook because we were driving. We were running late. Ran by the hospital to see Kayla's grandmother, Corey's girlfriend's grandmother, who had taken a fall. She's doing better. She's in rehab right now and doing better. So we didn't get home in time to set up the equipment and show you any pictures or anything, and we couldn't go to Facebook at all. And of course, if you watch that stream, I was battling the cellular demons the whole trip long, and it looks to me like on the replay, it didn't break up at all. It kept telling that we were losing signal and all that, but it was smooth, it looked like, on the replay. So I don't know what was up with that. So we figure we can't take forever because we've only got 50 minutes left. But just to give you a little recap, that last week we were we just had such a tremendous time at the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference in Crossville, Tennessee, put together by Patera Marlowe and her awesome husband James and Nick and others from her family and friends, and it just could not have been really a more amazing time. And we met so many people, so many of you, so many of our viewers who were kind enough to follow directions and come up and tell us who you were and tell us who you are on YouTube or on Facebook.
It was just amazing. It was just amazing.
And it was so humbling. And we took a lot of pictures of folks. But, I don't have permission just to put everybody's pictures up, on YouTube. So I didn't want to, the viewers that we saw, Chicken Coop, Mud Pie Girl, Orphan Lady, on and on and on. Those pictures are pictures that we'll cherish, but I don't want to broadcast them on YouTube without written permission and all that kind of stuff. But I do have a few photographs
think about that.
to show. May not get to show them all, but
Oh, and thanks for the comments about my glasses. These are just the Walmart ones. They're reading glasses, really, but I can see good with them. I think I need to go get my prescription changed. So.
yeah. This lady here, Starry Hilder, y'all, is an absolute nut.
In a good way.
In the best possible way. But she is, what you see is what you get. One of the things that just impresses me the most about Starry is that she is not bashful about praising the Lord and giving Him glory and asking others to do the same. Just a sweet, sweet spirit. Funny as all get out. And she was just, in Mississippi, the best way to describe her using a totally Mississippi term is that she was a total hoot. She was an absolute hoot. Speaking of absolute hoots,
there's two right there.
J Null Zero, John Null, was there, and he was holding court about with his expertise in raising rabbits. And I was shocked to learn later that he had expressed how nervous he was about getting up in front of all those people because you could not tell it. And I don't remember how long he talked, but it was a good long while, and he was just an absolute natural.
Yes, very, very natural.
Yeah. So, of course, Patti got some more Wanda time.
Yes, not much. I tried not to get too much Wanda time because we have gotten to see her away from the conference.
Yeah,
so.
we didn't want to haul them.
Yeah, we didn't want to haul.
And
so.
we couldn't have if we'd wanted to because
No.
they had a line 20 people deep at all times.
Yep, they did.
But I did get some Danny time, and Michael Pratt took this picture and posted it on Instagram saying he'd like to be a fly on the wall. And I looked like
That
Danny
serious
just gave
look.
me some national secrets or something that, kind of scared me.
You
But
don't really mean that, do you?
yeah. The Pratts were such a treat. Patti just so enjoyed the time that she got to spend with Jenny Pratt.
Yes, she's a sweetheart. Sweet, sweet girl.
I know I had a picture somewhere with me and Michael, but I couldn't find it. So there's one with the three of us. And I don't call him Michael anymore. I call him Princess. And there's a long story about that, and I've already forgot the story. But, yeah, I don't call him that anymore. And he sent people on his live stream to come over and say Princess Says Hi on a whole bunch of our videos.
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
have been princessed.
Yes, we've been princess.
Here was another absolute treat. We got to meet
Yes.
Mr. Charles, the old Alabama gardener. And contrary to that photograph, he is not sleeping there. It just caught him with his eyes like that. What a fountain of knowledge that he is. Speaking of a fountain of knowledge, we were totally humbled to be asked to sit on the panel of experts, which just kind of makes me giggle to think that we'd be up here amongst these folks. And in this photograph here, looks like Jenny Pratt's the only one that got the memo. And she's looking at the camera and everybody else is looking somewhere else. And that's not all of them. You can't see. Jay Noel is up there. Jim, I hope I say this right, Buckenmeyer is up there.
That's right. Yeah.
What a fascinating guy he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, very cool.
He's an expert in historical agriculture, and not just agriculture, but the way folks did things back in the 1800s and all. We had a chance to go on Danny and Wanda's live stream that Saturday night after the conference, us and everybody else. It wasn't like, hey, here's the Danny and Wanda and Patti and Tommy show. We had a little bitty snippet of time.
Yeah.
And then they also, Danny and Wanda created a monster. They taught Starry how to go live.
Yes.
And so here you have a shot of Danny live with Old Alabama Gardener, and Starry is live at the same time, and Wanda is monitoring her chat on her own cell phone. So she's like trying to show Starry a comment. It must have been a humdinger looking at Starry's expression there.
Somebody just asked, Susan said, who is by Old Alabama Gardener? That was more on the panel, and it's Art and Bree. It was Bree.
Yeah, Art and Bree.
Then Starry was on the other side.
I'll go back and put that back. Yeah, so
Yeah.
from left to right, you got Starry, Old Alabama Gardener, Brianna from Art and Bree, then little old me, Patti, of course, Danny, Wanda, and this gentleman's name escapes me. Pearson? maybe. Frugal Farmer, I think.
I'm
And
not
then
positive.
Jenny, and then of course Michael is to Jenny's left in the
Taking the
photograph.
picture.
Yeah.
I think he's the one that took the picture.
But the two I guess emotions really sum up how we felt at the end of this conference. One was just thorough excitement, and the other was absolute exhaustion. We were wore slap out. I got ready to take that
Yes.
picture, and I told Danny, I said, "Look tired right quick." And when I put it up on Facebook, everybody said, "Man, Danny was almost asleep." And
I wish you'd have got the picture of the audience that I took when we were sitting on the panel, because it was just
But I'm
over.
gonna come back. I'm going to see the kittens.
oh wait, come here. They couldn't see you. Tell them again.
But I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna go see the kittens for right now.
All right, he's going to go see the kittens, and he'll be back.
Kittens, the kittens,
The baby ones.
the baby ones.
The baby ones, the garden kittens.
Yes.
The garden kittens. But I started to grab that photo, Patty, but then I thought about the same thought I had with showing our
Yeah.
viewers and
I
stuff.
thought you were going to put those, but because I could have texted some people and asked them, but I was trying to rest.
Yeah, Patty
I
had
had
a
rest
Patty had a
time
Mother's
today.
Day nap today, which is good. So
But yeah, we did. We took lots of pictures with some of y'all that are watching, and so that was really cool. And
sorry,
I'd like
Facebook
to-
folks, I just opened the comments. Sorry about that.
Oh, he's slacking on the job.
I'm
big
slacking.
time.
Well, I was so nervous trying to get that thing out and
Keep it hidden from me.
keep
too.
it hidden from you on the screen where you couldn't see it.
And no wonder he wasn't following me around saying 10 minutes to the show, 5 minutes to the show, 2 minutes to the show, because
Oh,
he
it-
wanted me to stay away.
Oh well, Carly Ann had to
That's
run
why
out.
you've been over here all the time.
Yes, that's why I was over here.
I thought you came over here when I was at the trailer and we had Tomas over there, and I was trying to nap, and I thought, I bet Tommy's laid up in that recliner at Mama's house sleeping where it's quiet. I thought that's what you was doing.
See how
You
little
was
she thinks
sneaking.
of me.
You were sneaking.
And then right toward the end, I didn't realize Annie had sent me Tomas's little thing, and because she had asked me earlier if we wanted him to do one, I said yeah, but if you do it, he's gonna tell her, hey, we did videos for you or something, and so I didn't realize I had it, and so Patty was in and out of the kitchen. I'm like, how am I gonna be able to get that set up in Wirecast without her knowing? And she went out the house and called in and said, I'll go stall her. And so she can't make, you went and told her you were going to brush your teeth or something,
Yeah, I had
right?
to go brush my teeth, and I was on the phone with Therese.
Yeah, so that worked out fine. So anyway.
Oh, look, hi from Germany. Can you say the name? Butler? Renate?
Well, since it's a German pronunciation, I'm not sure.
Oh, well.
Renata?
Oh, I bet it's Renata.
Renate? I don't know. Butler looks pretty.
Butler? I can say
Or
Butler.
it may not be a German pronunciation. They may be military and it may
right.
be American, but
That's right.
Guten Tag, or Guten Nacht. I don't know if it's day or night in Germany. It's probably not day. And I don't know
Hello,
what, I'm not
hello
sure what I
in
just
Germany.
said.
We're
Yeah.
glad you're here.
Yeah.
How about that?
So anyway, Chelsea's watching. I don't know if you got to see it, Chelsea. It worked. It was.
Thank you, Chelsea.
It made her cry.
Thank you very much. Very, very special to me.
Hey.
I'm going to cry again.
She'll be watching that over and over. So that was good. All right. Well, we've only burned 19 minutes. So what you want to talk about? I
Well-
got garden stuff to show.
I'm going to tell them what my week is going to be consisting of. Yes. Oh, it burns out really
it's
bad.
burning out really bad. Y'all,
See
sorry.
what I got going?
Let me say something about the burning out. Sorry about that. We had the bright idea. Correct that. I had the bright idea. Mama's got a real tall window up in the ceiling up here. You see that? And it shines because of the change of time of day. It shines right in our face when we're on the other side of the other side of the table. And I said, hey, let's swap around. And so Patty's like, yeah, that's a good idea. And we swap around. Well, I just wasn't even thinking about the total washout behind us from the window and the door.
Yeah.
So sorry about that. We'll figure something out. But anyway,
And
now they can see it.
And Renata said that we said her name right, but we've said so many different ways. Now I don't know which is the right way. So anyway, and she said thank you for the welcome. So anyway, and Becky Doyle said hello from Florida. This is my sourdough starter. I've got it going, and I actually poured some off of here and put it in the refrigerator. I'm not getting quite the bubbles I wanted. I did. It's been in the refrigerator since November, and I'm wondering.
Still feels awfully cool to me.
I'm wondering if I did throw a little yeast in there to jump start it, and I'm wondering if it's old. So I'm going to actually make some sourdough bread with it tonight. Surprise!
Yay!
Homemade bread, and just to see how it does with the bread and everything, because I have market Friday, so I'll mix up my sourdough for the market Wednesday night, and I'll be baking all day Thursday, or most of the day Thursday, and then market will be Friday. So that's what I have on my list of things to do, and it's hard getting cranked back up. I don't know where my tables are. My trays that I carry the stuff to the market are upstairs, stored, and so it takes me about twice as long my first Friday of when the market opens, because it's like I'm gathering everything and getting my bearings again.
Yeah.
To make the bread and everything. I gotta make my list for grocery shopping, because I've got to go. I usually would go to Sam's, and we're not gonna make it to Sam's this week. So. Unless you go to Sam's for me.
I can do that.
Good.
I can't go.
Good.
I may have to do that tomorrow, because I got work things.
Yeah. But anyway,
busy, busy,
that's
but-
what I have on my agenda. Plus, we on some of our little garden updates, we've talked about the grass and everything in the garden, and we still haven't. Tommy did work on a couple of rows. He's been sick all week with bronchitis. And so that hasn't been dealt with. I have cooked up 2 pots of squash. I've got 4 quarts in the freezer. Chelsea got to come yesterday and eat her fill of squash. That's one of her favorites. And
speaking of that.
Oh yeah. And she actually came. She came twice last week. She came yesterday and had lunch with us, and then she brought her 2 friends that she went to school with. This is 2 of her best friends at school, to have a farm fresh meal, and that is SAA, the one in the middle, and then the other girl all the way to the far right is Laura. She actually graduated.
They can't see you pointing which one's which.
Well, I pointed to the right. So anyway, and of course
Sweet,
the one on the
sweet
left
girls.
is Chelsea. But anyway, so we had a farm fresh lunch. Everything was from our farm, and so they really enjoyed it. They loved going in the garden and seeing the kittens and all that, and seeing the vegetables growing.
Yeah,
And all, so.
Asaya, I love her name, Asaya, and
I can't say it. And now they've told me how to spell it, so that's even
but
messed me
she's
up
such a
even
great
worse.
friend, because she was there to help Chelsea
Yes.
cope with what happened to me at the hospital, because she's a
registered nurse.
she's an RN.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's an RN at the hospital where I was, and it wasn't even on her floor. Well, I was in the ER, but they were. I don't remember if they let her come or she going to work early. Whatever. The point is, she was there.
She was there working, and she came down.
Yeah, they let her come down and to be there with Chelsea, and so she was there in case any translating needed to happen, medical terms or what.
Yeah.
And or to try to get information if they weren't getting it, but they were getting it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
they
we
treated us
appreciate
very
SAA
good
so
there.
very much for doing that for. And speaking of, I got to have some of that meal too. I didn't get to come over here and eat with them because I was laid up in my lounge chair coughing up my lungs.
In fact, Tommy's yesterday's the first day he came over here, because of course we don't expose Mama. So
Yeah. So anyway, I posted it on Instagram and Facebook, but there it is with mashed new potatoes, fresh yellow squash. The only thing on that plate that wasn't fresh was that pork chop, but that did come from one of our American Guinea hogs.
yeah, it was frozen. So
And those nasturtium blooms are good.
and I used a little oil on the salad. So I mean, and salt. We don't produce our own salt yet. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't guess we'll ever be able to produce our own salt.
And
so.
Patty, I didn't. I messed it up when I posted on that picture, and I just said lettuce. And
But no, I had put a bunch of herbs in there too. I put basil and parsley, and green onions in there, and
kale.
Yeah, no, there was no kale.
That
in
was
there.
kale with the new potatoes you gave me yesterday.
Yeah, we didn't get a picture of that. I was talking to my friend Jan Malonsaw. She buys a lot of our products that we sell here, and she was telling me her daughter is from Chicago. Daughter-in-law is from Chicago, and because I was asking her how she cooked her kale, and her daughter-in-law always had some already boiled potatoes in with the kale, and she said it makes it more palatable. And I did that. I had some of those smaller new potatoes, and I had boiled them in just salt water. And when my kale was pretty much done, I added those to it, and I really liked it.
Yeah,
I really liked it that way.
It was very good. And here's what's the funny thing: when Patti fixed me that little bowl, and then she had to come back over here and tend with her mom or something. I don't know. But later, she asked me if I liked the kale cooked that way.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What kale?" I thought it was mustard greens and new potatoes. I said it was delicious, but probably because my taste buds were messed up or whatever.
Well, all kind of tastes the same to me, but I've just started eating
but
greens.
it doesn't to me, and normally, but it was delicious. Mm-hmm. So cooking that fantastic meal was not all you did this week either.
I've had a busy week. I was able to can 7 quarts of dill pickles. And I was thinking I was going to have to go buy some dill at the store, come dig, and see if I could find some over here at Mama's house, because I do all my canning at Mama's. And actually, I found some dill that I had dried, and I had put it in a paper bag. And I had actually just cut, the flowers that had gone to seed. I just cut them off, and I put them upside down in a paper bag, very loosely, left the bag open for a while. But I found them, and so all I had to do was just rub the seed heads off, and of course some little pieces of sticks or whatever get in there too. But oh well, it's fine. But it's not near as clean as what you get from the store, but it works fine, helps it taste more dill. And I also, I'll run out of that. I'll be able to do about another batch of that. I have about a half a pint jar left, and then I'll probably put up more pickles, but what I'll do is I'll use my dill weed. My dill is growing, and so I'll pinch off dill weed, and I've done that 2 years now. And it makes wonderful pickles too. It gives plenty of dill taste to it. So.
Which is stronger, the weed or the seed?
I can't tell the difference in the pickles.
Very similar?
Yeah, and I don't measure my dill weed. I wash it real good because it is fresh. And I just shove some down in the jar. And I mean, to me, it's pretty, all that in there. It kind of gets on your, I leave it, I don't pick it off in pieces. I leave it, I'm not good at that. Like long pieces like that, and I shove it down the jar. And it's pretty in the jar. When you start taking your pickles out, you don't want the little pieces because they'll stick to your pickles, but it's fine.
And you can't say whether you use one or more of one or the other, if it take more dill weed, or I guess really because you can't measure them the same.
Well, the plants make more dill weed, than the dill heads, the flower. So, I would say it takes, because the seeds are so little, you could do more jars of pickles with the dill weed than with the dill head, with it fresh.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And here was we snapped a picture just of one evening haul.
Yeah.
That was just from one evening, and obviously there's a feather in that egg bucket.
Yeah, we're not going to eat the feathers.
We're not going to eat the feather or sell the feather, but Patti is an absolute yellow squash guru, y'all. I mean, every time
really
she tries yellow squash, there's like multiple squash on each plant, and it's
really going good.
What, every other day or every 2 days?
I probably have some out there that's too big because I didn't pick. When did I pick? Did I pick Friday? I can't even remember. But my white squash, y'all, is going nuts. I've never done this good with white squash. In fact,
that's what we call Patti pan squash.
Yeah.
Not because her name is Patti.
No.
It's just what it's. In fact, it's Patty.
Yeah.
Is it
and I'm
TT or DD?
TT.
It is.
It's Patti.
Patti with a Y.
Patti pan squash. White squash. But it is really doing good. Really, really doing good. Jayton, I used, when I started doing those greens, as that kale, she said some chopped bacon and minced onion and garlic, which I don't do the onion and garlic, but I will try that. That sounds really good. But I used some bacon grease that I had here, and so that's what I started sauteing the greens in. So
No matter the question, bacon is the answer.
Yeah, bacon always makes it better.
Yeah.
Gypsy Farmer wants to know how I cook my patty pan squash. I need to do a video on it. I actually fry some bacon, like about a half a pound. And while you boil the patty pan squash whole, you wash it and you boil it whole. And then while that's boiling, you fry your about a half a pound of bacon, or whatever to your taste. And after your bacon's done, you saute onion. By that time, your patty pan squash is done. You cut the top off. You know, it's round, and you cut the top off, and there's some seeds down in there. You scoop the seeds out. If they're a young squash, you can use the skin and all. And then you scoop out the meat of the shell. You can also stuff this mixture back in the shell, but I always mess my shell up. I'm probably cooking it too long, I don't know. But anyway, I do it in a casserole dish. But anyway, I just put that scoop stuff into that sauteed onion and bacon grease, and then you're going to want to add a little bit of breadcrumbs in there, and you can just stick it through the oven to warm it more, or just eat it like that. So it is amazing. And you know, white squash, to me, white squash has even less taste than yellow squash. So it's going to take on the flavor of whatever you put it with. You could do ground meat in that instead of the bacon. You could do sausage, link sausage, or breakfast sausage, and it would be a meal. I mean, it's really good.
Now, I'm gonna warn you, if you do this, when you finish cooking that, it's the most unappetizing looking concoction. You know, there's nothing really attractive about the way it looks. I mean, really, right? It's just kind of a watery brown color, and
yeah, it gets kind of brownish colored.
But oh my goodness, I like that. I like that the deliciousness is camouflaged, because that means more for me, because it is just fat. It really is, and it's funny you say that. I think you're right. The way that squash takes on the flavor of whatever you add to it. I mean, it has a little bit of distinction to it, but it just almost magnifies the flavor of, in this case, bacon.
Yeah, it takes on the. I mean, it tastes very, very bacon.
Yeah.
And of course, they use some of our American guinea hog bacon too,
Yeah.
and we love that bacon. What is that?
Estonians.
P says that they put dill on salads. Yeah, and that's what I did. And I like dill. You know, we eat dill pickles. We don't eat
like
sweet
sweet
pickles
pickles
at all. And so
I like a little sweet relish every now and then. But
I never do. But anyway, so you know that on the salads, it's an herb. It's got to be good for you, right? So
yeah,
I like
that's
to sprinkle
right.
some of that on the salad. So, and what the salad that I made, we call it Granny salad because everybody called Tommy's mama Granny. And she always would make a salad when we go eat Sunday dinner. She'd fry chicken, have mashed potatoes, green English peas.
I just tasted every bit of that. And
a granny salad. And she might have another vegetable or so, but always those four things, you know.
I'm having a moment.
Anyway, she would, in the salad, it was lettuce, and usually iceberg lettuce, and she'd cut a tomato up and put green onions. If she didn't have green onions, she might do a purple onion or a white onion. But typically, she liked to put green onions. She'd pour oil over it, salt and pepper, and that's it.
That's it. And
toss it. You know, that's all. So it was my version of a granny salad because I threw in the herbs, which added more flavor to the salad, actually.
But
you know,
Patti
and it
knows,
was my lettuce. So.
But Patti knows. Well, I shouldn't say it like that because she agrees. She likes it too. There's certain things that when she cooks here, we have granny salad with it.
That's right.
Exactly like my mama made it.
Yep.
You know, so y'all, and y'all know how this is. There's certain dishes. In fact, you can say it in the comments. Certain combinations of foods that you remember is just going together. You know, and I'm telling you, that meal Mom would make. Sometimes when I get a plate full of food, I'll eat. I'm one of those weird people that I'll eat each one at a time, saving, going from my least favorite to my most favorite, leaving the most favorite thing for last, and eat it all by itself. But that was one plate full of food.
You have to take a bite here and there.
We got problems with our feed here, it looks like.
Oh, really? Can you hear us?
Can y'all hear us? It looks like it's freezing on our end, but it says I got a good stream health, so I don't know.
Oh, heck.
So
my comments went away.
I'm just going to keep talking.
Oh.
But that meal that my mom would make was one of those where I would want to get a bite of each thing and put it in my mouth at the same time because they complemented each other so well. So I don't know if we got a break in the stream here on our viewing of the stream, but the signal appears that it's good. So y'all let us know. But
nobody ever said they heard me.
Okay.
I mean, nobody said that they did.
Speaking of squash.
Oh, they had to refresh. So.
All right. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened because we've got good signal. I don't know. It's just
thanks, Auntie Pam.
A curse carried over from our interstate trip last Sunday. But look at this little critter. This is not in the garden. This is out where the livestock are in the front of Patty's mama's house. And so I don't know.
And you know, the only thing I can imagine is that we threw some squash out. Or some scraps out, and I am planting different squash, so I guess they crossed because I've not grown any squash that look like that. I first thought it was spaghetti squash when I saw it out there, but that doesn't look like a spaghetti squash.
I'm figuring it's got to be something that crossed, but how did it cross?
Well, no, see, like if we had zucchini and yellow squash, that crosses, okay?
Yeah.
And so the seed from that is going to produce
something
like that. Yeah. So that's something that we grew, like some scraps we had, like seeds left over from something that we threw out there for the animals. They just came up. I'm surprised with the pigs and everything. But what I don't
and there's
understand,
4 or 5 of them out there, 4 or 5 little plants.
Yeah. That's what I'm surprised the pigs didn't get all the seeds and stuff. But what's so shocking to me is that's over in front of Mama's house where that picture is. What's so shocking to me, we have 2 cows that's been out there, 2 goats that's been out there, and pigs, and they haven't eaten that plant yet. They'll probably wait till it's just about ripe, then they'll eat it.
Well, and it's not just that plant. Like I said, there's like 4 or 5. That's the only one that had vegetables on it.
Yeah.
But there's 4 or 5 of them right there, and it doesn't look like they've.
Yeah, they're not eating it.
They don't look like they've touched any of them.
Which I guess, I mean, I wouldn't want to eat squash leaves either. Ugh.
No,
they've gotten to where they break my arms out this year, all up and down here, and my hands itch so bad when I fool with those squash plants.
Yeah, but I figure the cow would eat that with that big sandpaper tongue.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
So, all right, what else?
Yeah, Norma Mason said one of the critters might have eaten the seeds and pooped it out.
Remember we did have animals get in our garden last year.
She didn't eat the squash, but we give them our scraps. Whenever I'm putting up my squash and all that, all the animals get that stuff. So
yeah. So hey, Sandra. So all right. Well, I've got pictures taken from today of your garden. If you want to.
You see, it says my garden.
Yeah.
I'm bad about calling it my garden. This is my lettuce. I sold last week. I picked it. Let's see, and I did pick this end that's closest to you. You can't even tell I picked it anymore. I haven't been out there today.
No, it's.
But anyway, so the market starts Friday, so I'm so glad. I'm so excited. I'm going to have lettuce at the market. I think I only sold 3 gallon bags of lettuce and 2 quart bags of lettuce when I met my customers last week. And so I'm going to be picking this lettuce. I got to figure out when I am going to pick the lettuce because Thursday I'm going to be baking. I'm going to have to show you how to pick lettuce, baby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is a hint.
This bed has got I've got to get diatomaceous earth out there, y'all. You can't really see it good in the picture, but my eggplant has got holes in it from bugs and stuff like that, and I meant to get out there and do it right after this last rain, and didn't do it. I'm real pleased with my little flower garden, except with the grass that's in it too. I've got grass among the flowers, but you can see, and I'm pointing, yes, there's a few colored flowers on there, and so it's really pretty, and the tall things in the middle are sunflowers. So I've enjoyed that little garden.
And we finally got this taken care of.
Yay, Corey and Tommy got it done. They got that's the green bean trellis, and we're using cattle panels. How were they once you got them all secure? Were they still moving?
No, fine. The only one we had a problem in, I'm fixing to point, that one.
Yeah.
The far one on the end nearest the camera is kind of bent because it was bent. There was 2 or 3 places that it was bent,
okay.
and we didn't realize it till we got it hung up there. but it's fine. You know, once it gets covered up with vines, it's going to be fine.
Yeah. Well, it don't matter if it's a little crooked.
Right.
All right. Now, if you look closely, this is okra that's going down the middle of those 2 rows. And on each side, I have peas planted. And there's a little grass in there, too. So my tomato plants ended up on the ground because we didn't get the Florida weave done soon enough. But I'm very pleased with how they're looking. I need to get some of the leaves off of the bottom. But I was able to pull them all back. Tommy had to get out there and help me the first time I went with the Florida weave. And so they're looking good. I have blooms on them, so I'm really excited about that. And y'all, there's the squash. That's over to the left and going down. And up closest to you is the white squash. And I'm afraid I had some that was bigger than my whole hand. It would cover my whole hand when you put it on there. It got way too big, but I boiled it, and that's what I did the squash casserole with, and it turned out great. That right there to the right of the squash is my lima beans. They're called Henderson bush beans. You went too quick.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, and I haven't seen any flowers yet, but they are really, really getting massive. Too. I double rowed those, so that's 2 strips of plants down 1 30-inch row. So I'm hoping to get enough to put plenty in the freezer because I need more of a variety in the wintertime. And I actually will try canning some of them too to see how we like that. The nasturtiums are doing wonderful. They are so pretty.
And delicious.
Yes, Tommy likes them.
Yeah. And
tell them what you tell.
Rain Country Homestead commented on a photo that we put of that meal that showed nasturtium blossoms up there, that if you have any kind of infection, that you should eat one of those leaves every hour. Well, something's happening with my ear, and I don't know if it's inside or, but the wound on my ear suddenly, starting yesterday, but really today, it's just hurting like the dickens, and it's red and inflamed looking, so I may need to ask somebody tomorrow, but between now and then, I'm going to be eating me a nasturtium leaf every hour. You know what we need to do? I need to make you some Epsom salt water, and you need to do compresses on there. Yeah. So, anyway, let's see. And Norma says that those cattle panels look really strong. And Norma, they are. I'm so excited. We've been using wire and stuff, and I'm glad that we have those, and we may actually, just kind of leave them there. So yeah, hoping it, because again, we're going to a permanent row system. Yeah. A permanent bed system based on the information found in the Market Gardener book. Mm-hmm. There's a link for that down in the comments. There's also a link to the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference Facebook page. So if you didn't get to go, you need to click it and go to their Facebook page for information, because it's already being planned for next year, May 5th and 6th, 2018. It's going to be a 2-day deal. Yes. And I don't know if we can stand that much fun, but we may have to go and sleep a day early or something, but to stand it. But it's going to be fantastic. And also in the description down there is a link to I'm excited about the Homesteaders of America Conference, which is coming up in Warrenton, Virginia, October 14th of this year. And we will be there. We'll actually be presenting at that one. Very excited. Hope to see you there. It's going to be fantastic. They got some really top-notch folks there too. And it's going to be fun, and we can't wait. So, Patti, you were answering a question, I had put your Japanese long cucumbers up there. Yes, they're doing wonderful. You see that I still have that blight on there, or whatever that is. Don't seem to be bothering them. Yeah, they're still growing great. And that's what the pickles that I put up. Like I said, I did 7 quarts. And y'all, what I do, those are long. Go ahead and click back. I am. Those are really long. I said most of them were at least from my wrist here all the way to my elbow, and maybe a little longer. And what I do is I cut them in sections to fit in the quart jar, and then some of them I made a little short, and I put some slices on top of that I'll throw in potato salad or whatever and all. But I think I'm going to do some relish this year too.
in just very small jars for when I make potato salad. I do pickle relish in there, and I also have a homemade Thousand Island dressing. I think we've got a video on that. I know I shot a video on that. If you ever put it up,
I don't know.
Anyway, so I use pickle relish in that too. So that would be good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh,
Jan.
is that? Oh,
Yeah, the gypsy farmer. Sorry.
oh.
Sorry, gypsy farmer.
No, she signed her name a while ago.
See, said the
Oh.
wishes that the Great Appalachian
Oh, I didn't realize that was Jan.
Conference
Oh, hey, Jan.
could be.
Let's see her. I don't look at the pictures. I'm looking at the name. So, but
Wishes that the Appalachian Conference could be a different weekend than Baker
I
Creek.
didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
but
Man.
here's the problem. It's a matter of availability.
Yeah, yeah.
See, the deal is, and Patera explained this when we were there, and I know it to be true from being involved in event planning elsewhere in another phase of my life, that when you book an event, most often the site will ask you, do you want it again next year? If so, we can guarantee the same. They will
guarantee it,
reserve
yeah.
the same dates for you the following year without a problem. And but everything else is up for grabs, So it's just a matter of availability plus weather. We weren't at the first Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference. But they had it in, I think, a little bit earlier in the year, and it was like 30 degrees or something. It was freezing cold, and it was pretty doggone cold this time.
yeah, it was really cold.
Yeah, so, it's just very difficult, and people have got other things going on, and, there was competition this year, but, there's enough room for everybody, and people can go different places.
Which I was amazed. I really didn't know about the Mother Earth News Fair ahead of time. And I would like to go to one of those one year. They have like 4 or 5 of those in different places. They actually have one over in Texas that would be closer to us, or they did, because I had researched it at one time. And I was so surprised because Mother Earth News Fair was going on right down there in North Carolina
Yeah.
the same weekend as the
Appalachian.
Appalachian Homestead Conference, and they still sold out.
Yeah, still sold
I
out.
was just really amazed.
Really
And
amazed.
that's just encouraging, the amount of people that are so interested in learning to farm and to raise animals, and just gaining knowledge on how to do different things. So it's just
Yeah.
awesome. Gypsy Farmer said, have we ever grown fava beans? No, I have not. I did try a few different beans last year. I had a few seeds from when we had gone to the Southern Sod Conference. They had given away a lot of different seeds, just a little bit like for starts and everything. And I put them out in what we call the big garden, which is where we have the main chickens now, the big chicken area. And it's not great soil out there, and they just didn't do much. So I had some that was called Jacob's Cattle, I think. And I think you can do those as a dried bean, and I really wanted to get a start of them. I had very few seeds, but I lost them because they just didn't do out there. We just don't get out there as much, plus the soil's not as good. We've been working on our soil at this garden. We've been adding to it for 17 years now, or at least 16 years, probably 16 years. So,
Oh, Pia, that's hilarious. I do that all the time, too. Pia was trying to tell you about
Me?
chicken bouillon cubes in hot water helps. She was talking to somebody with, they're having their own little chat about a little medicinal issue, and but she accidentally typed children. So children bouillon cubes. Yeah, I'm not sure if that would help, Pia. Hey, that's too funny. So,
there was something else on here I saw. I'm missing it now, though.
gosh, we got time left. I was afraid
Do we?
we would
Okay.
never get through all of that, and that happens every time, it seems like.
Yep.
And Don Quixote wants to know when they get to hear me sing on the chat.
Yep.
Really enjoyed me and Patera and Danny singing those hymns. That was fun. And y'all, Patera can go. You hear me? I mean, me and
Oh
Danny.
my gosh, yeah,
I
she's
ain't
got an
I ain't saying
amazing
nothing
voice.
against Danny, but me and him's just guys. Just just winging it, but I mean, I felt like, I mean, she sounded like a recording star
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
The quality of her voice and good stuff. But that was fun. I hope we do that again. Have some more gospel singing.
Miss Soap Peddler's Homestead said that she wanted to make some dressing. I believe I found it on the internet, and I think it was Kraft Thousand Island dressing. The recipe, it's nothing like you get out of the bottle. I've never tasted any that's quite like it. You actually have, you put some fresh onion in it, and it calls for sweet pickle relish, but since we don't eat sweet pickle relish, I would, I guess I'd put it in there. It'd make it kind of too sweet to me, though. But anyway, we put dill pickle relish in it, and I think that's the only thing I really changed. And, you know, I've gotten to where I don't measure it. I put like my onion in the food processor. I put my pickles in the food processor, and I blend that up, and then I start adding my other ingredients. It's just mayonnaise and ketchup, salt, a little vinegar. I mean, it's very, very simple. And, you know, I've never eaten Thousand Island dressing before until I made it. I was making it for him, and I tasted it, and I really like it. I don't even eat the ranch anymore hardly. When I want a salad, I want the Thousand Island. So, and I've got to get some of that made because, baby, we're going to be eating some salads.
We got plenty of salad to eat.
Yes,
I mean, we
yes.
just go out in the garden and just graze.
Yep.
And I'm going to be eating more and more nasturtium.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, it's got a kick to it. Whether the blooms or the leaves, either one, it's got a little kick to it. And it's almost shocking when it's like, bam! But it's good. I want us to grow more of that.
I do too. And you know, I was thinking about right when you come into Mama's house, it would be pretty just to, I guess I should have looked up a picture of nasturtiums to see what they look like. I didn't know what they looked like, how they grew or whatever. And I said on one of my videos that they've kind of fallen over and are like on top of my basil. And I thought they were going to grow up my fence, honestly. I put them next to the fence because I thought they needed a trellis, okay? But anyway, but they don't. They just more, well,
Just bunch out.
wider than I can do on the screen. Yeah, they've bunched out and everything. So I'm loving that, how they look and everything. But I'm thinking of different places that I could plant them.
They almost look like lily pads.
They do look like lily pads. But I'm going to tell you this. There was a flower that grew at Mama's house. And I remember as a kid, she'd say, "Don't touch that. I don't know what that is. That could be poisonous." But I think the leaves looked like the nasturtiums. And I think the flower did too. So I'm really curious to go back to Mama's house and look at that plant to see if it's still living, and see if that's nasturtiums growing. Because, I mean, she didn't know what it was. She just wouldn't let me touch it because she didn't know, what it was. So
Kelly PB Fam says, I think she's saying having a hard time finding mint. Send us a message because I'm going to forget to look. So if you're, send us a message on Facebook, AldermanFarms on Facebook. That's usually the quickest way to get a hold of us. And I don't know if we've got mint right now. I know we do,
yeah.
But any that we could turn loose of.
Yeah, I've got a start from Wanda for spearmint. And so, I mean, I don't have
enough. All she's got
enough.
is spearmint.
Who?
She don't need spearmint.
Who are you talking about?
Kelly, the person talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, I have the other mint. I have peppermint, and I also have an apple mint that almost died through the cold. I just have one sprig growing, so hopefully it's gonna, take off and everything.
What about that orange mint? Did we get orange mint too?
I lost it.
You lost it? Doggone it.
Yeah.
Got both
I got
of those
that at Baker Creek.
Yeah, at Baker Creek.
Yeah.
Jinx. You owe me a Coke? We don't drink Coke, so.
Yeah.
Our guilty pleasure is sweet tea.
Yes. That's our treat. Is sweet tea.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What else?
I don't know. That's about all I have on the agenda. We've got Tomas this week, so we're excited about that. We haven't had him at the farm. We had him at the tennis tournament. So we have him here this week, and we're just going to be working towards getting my stuff ready for the farmer's market. And of course, y'all know I make lists, so it's not that hard. In fact, while I'm here at Mama's house, I'm looking at my spices over there, and I'm going to go over there and go through it and see what spices that I need to get. I know I need flour, I need sugar, I'm buying my new baking pans every year. Remember, I use those throwaway little metal pans, but I use them for a whole farmer's market season. And so I throw my old ones away. I've tried to use them twice, but I find the bread starts sticking in there. So I'm going to go ahead and buy new ones.
You probably get little tiny micro abrasions that you can't see.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and,
Well, and the edges get split from, because what I like about it, let me go get one. What time is it?
hurry up. I'm gonna sing while you go get it.
Yeah, somebody's been asking when.
All right, here you go, Don. Because because people were sending in requests for songs for us to sing, and they really got started before I wandered over there. And my two favorite hymns are "Amazing Grace," and we sang one of those, but I completely forgot about my other favorite hymn.
What?
When peace like a river attendeth my way,
Y'all sing where y'all can't hear me.
sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. I'm going to tell you why I love it. The reason that I love that one, the same reason I love Amazing Grace, is because you got to know the backstory on the guys who wrote those. Newton wrote Amazing Grace. This guy was a former slave ship captain. And so can you imagine, he considered himself, like the Apostle Paul did, chief among all sinners. Mm-hmm. And can you imagine when he grasped the grace of God toward him, and he was born again and became a Christian, how overwhelming grace had to seem to a guy like that? But you know what? I know better than he was.
That's right.
And then Spafford, I think, is the gentleman. Is it Horatio Spafford that wrote It Is Well With My Soul? He had just lost his family. I think at sea, his wife and daughters.
At sea.
And, you know, by the world standards, anybody had an opportunity or a right to feel bitter, it was that guy. But whatever my lot in life, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul.
That's right.
Powerful, powerful hymn. So those are my two favorites. So there you go, Don.
Yeah.
For better or worse, there it is. All right, Patty's back.
A lot of people are giving me suggestions about different ways what to bake on. I do 12 to 24 loaves of bread per market, and with the sourdough, you know, it has to, and I use a little yeast in my sourdough, so I rise it for about 4 hours once I put it in this pan. I would do a 12-hour rise and then a 4-hour rise before I bake. And I use these pans, and you know, it's a fast job. I need to do the GoPro one day and do a time lapse. I've gotten it down to where 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can do it. I can get all the bread done over here once I have the dough made the night before in 4 to 5 hours. But what I like about these pans, what I do when I take them out of the oven, I set them on the counter because I do 8 at a time in the oven. I take, I don't know how to hold it. Sorry, I pull it like that to loosen it. That's all I have to do is loosen the bread while it's hot. I pull them all out, set them on the counter. I put my other loaves back in, and then I'm popping this and dumping my bread. And so that's why I use these pans. You know, it would be very expensive for me to buy stone pans, or even if I had just regular metal pans to do the bread in, and then I couldn't pop it out so easy. And so I need to get it out fairly quick. You know, it's a process, and so that's why I use those pans. And they just get, I mean, I don't have a new one to put right up next to this one, but you can see how it's kind of got a brown coat because I do use Pam or some kind of cooking spray in them. So anyway, that's what I do.
All right, guys, we're going to get off, and we want to remind you before we go
And
that
everybody had some, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
whether you eat or drink or whatever you do all to the glory of God. That includes farming and gardening and
That's right.
Raising
Baking-
your children.
Baking bread.
Baking bread. Bake your
right.
bread to the glory of God. And
That's right.
we appreciate y'all so very much. Moderators, thank you
Yes,
for
thank y'all.
the help that you provide to us. And we will see you again on YouTube and Facebook all through the week probably, and certainly next weekend.
Yes.
Thanks.
Have a great night. We
See you
love
later.
y'all.